No, there we go.
Now it's starting?
Yeah.
We're live here from Efrat. So, Zera Shimshon lived 250 years ago. He had one son who passed away, and because of that, he said he has no Zera, he has no seed, he has nobody that's going to, who's going to, your children is going to be your lineage. All the mitzvot that they do, you get Sakkal for. So he doesn't have any now. His legacy. So what did he do? He decided he's going to write down the Torah. His Torah he wrote, and I should know he wrote down the Torah. He wrote on LKovod, and anybody that and he writes that anybody that studies my Torah will be considered my children, and will see nisim v'niflaot, and will see whatever they need. Beracha, they need children, they need marriage, they need money, they need parasah, whatever. He literally guarantees it. It's like very strong. He also was a very big mekubal ma'asit, which is Kabbalah that we don't touch with today. But he had those works buried with him. He had those works buried with him, and we do not know where he is buried. We do not know where he's buried.
Wow.
They tried to.
I want to apologize, but the white Honda thingy in front of Charles' car is also blocking the neighbor.
Whoever that is, don't block the neighbor. No, really, a white Honda. With the owner of a 1994. Yeah, I know. He goes in with gun smoking. He's ready. It's a problem. What are we gonna do? Just because, by the way, what do we learn from this week's parasha? That just because people come at you one way, you do not return in kind.
No machlokas.
Huh?
You can still
No
pray for
machlokas.
them. You can still want them to
Darchei
repent.
Shalom.
Always Darchei Shalom. All right, so we're gonna go to Korach Aleph. Reuben, I know we did this together, but we're gonna do it anyway. Korach, let's go to Aleph, the first one, not three, the first one. The pasuk says Veikah Korach. The Midrash in Tanhuma gives a very detailed and beautiful explanation of the whole story. But the Midrash Tanhuma and Rashi brings that what did Korach do? Page Resh Lamed Aleph. Resh Lamed Aleph for the ones that have the Minukad. Rala. Right.
Resh Lamed Aleph.
Aleph. No, I said we're going to one.
Oh, we're going to one now?
We're going to one. So, okay, again, all right, you with me, everybody? Let's go. So, so what does he do? He decided to fight on two things. He decided to take tzitzit, and he decided to take mezuzah to go and fight against Moshe. Talit, so this is what he says. It says, Talit shel she'ar minim, chut echad potra. Says a garment that has one garment of one strand of techelet is patur. What about a beged that's completely techelet? Do I still need the string or not? And Moshe says you need the string. So Korach starts there because that's silly. If the purpose of a beged, if you have the one string of a beged, and that makes it kasher, right? That poter, that makes it like it's where it's like katchila, right? According to the Torah. An entire beged of techelet, why would I need that one simple string? I have the whole garment is filled with blue. What is techelet? It's the color of blue, right? That comes from the chilazon. So it's the Torah says, right? The kara petil techelet. The hakanaf means the corner. Petil is a string. Techelet is the color. Okay, and the pasuk says uritem oto uschartem, that you're going to see it and you're going to remember. Uritem oto uschartem et kol mitzvot Hashem.
God and the
Right,
sky
the whole
and
right, the Ramban, right. So now he brings the first one is the tzitzit, and now he goes to Mr. First one. Do you understand the mahloket? The first thing he comes with. Yosef, you understand?
Yeah, that's why the end of the last week's parasha ended with tzitzit, right? Because that's where Rashi gets it from. Because the end of last week's parasha, the maftir is
tzitzit, but I don't think that he connects it to the. Does he connect it?
There's always a connection.
There's always a connection. That's true, but Rashi himself connects it. Mordechai.
I'm sure that's
Rashi, that's why he said. That's why he was arguing. That's what he was arguing about.
Okay, good. What about mezuzah? Also, same parasha. Okay, so again, the first thing that tzitzit, he tells you that if a four-cornered garment is required to wear tzitzit, right? Then what about? Let's get the AC on here. Huh?
You know, the trip and a half was that it wasn't just him who lost his cool.
No, he convinced
150 guys.
250. And how did he do it? And how did he do it? He food and drink just like this.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's what got him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's
So
what got
what,
him.
they were real little
Mr.
altered
Bloomberg,
state
what
of
can I do
mind?
for you?
It works.
What do you need?
Wow.
Cup. Hook him up. This cup's over there. Okay, so again, that's the first one. The first one is talit. So he says again, talit, right? That has four corners. If it has, if you put one strand of techelet, if that makes it good for tzitzi, what about an entire a jacket or shirt, the same shirt filled with techelet? Do I still need that one strand? And Moshe says yes, you still need the first strand. Korach says that's ridiculous, illogical. Second thing he brings is what mezuzah. What it says mezuzah, shte parashiot potrot ota. How many parashiot do you have in your mezuzah? How many? So say two. I asked how many? Two. So he says, what about a book, a room full of, a house full of books? Is that poter or not? He goes, no. He says separim.
I heard Sefer Torah.
It says right here, Vayit Maleh Sfarim.
Yeah. Vayit Maleh Separim. Where do you see Sefer Torah? Well, don't forget, back then they didn't exactly have a printer. They had scrolls.
Yeah.
It's different with the Sefer Torah and the Knesset. You actually don't need a mezuzah for the Knesset.
Agreed.
But in the house with Sfarim,
With Torah scrolls, not
Right, the
a,
answer is yes.
no, Torah scrolls.
You need a mezuzah.
The word
Even
is,
in the house,
the word of the Tanchuma, the word of Rashi is Maleh Sfarim. Maleh Sfarim. Yes, ask about the tzitzit.
Korach's argument was if the whole beged is tchelet, what about is you referring to the whole beged and the tzitzit themselves, or the tzitzit themselves are white and one tchelet?
Are you required to still wear the one strand of techelet on that beged?
No, but
The question was,
I'm answering the question.
Oh, he's asking, is there strings in the beged that
strings in
Korach's
the
talking
beged.
about? Or he's saying, the beged itself,
And
it's all chelet, do I need to tie a blue string on the bottom?
that's
Is
the
there
question. Yes, that's
regular
what he's saying.
tzitzit on the
Do I
bottom
need to
or
tie a
nothing?
blue string on the bottom?
The thing is, it's not such a good question. Why? Because the mitzvah of tzitzit is to tie the tzitzit.
Well, you're gonna learn what was his mistake. We got it's spoiler alert. You're gonna see.
Oh,
You're gonna see. Don't worry. All right. It's a little small, but it's all right. Don't worry
The
about it.
guys he took him with him were those tzaddikim.
we're on the ball. A bit more arak.
They were not schlubs.
No, they were heads.
They
They were big guys. By the way, they said that if we were by Korach today, we would be digging a hole for ourselves because we wouldn't know what to do.
Really though?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. You have any idea who's gonna be the Kohen Gadol when Mashiach comes? Korach. Yes. So chill your bones. The answer is yes. We would not know what to do.
After all that?
Sadiq Katamari Frach. Who says that? The Arizal. Right. Very good. There's no. I did that for you by the Seltzer. I really did. Well, yeah, but to show you that Korach's level. About Turim, probably, yeah. This is the best with Rashi Devot. All right, so that's the first one. The second one is mezuzah. What's the thing with mezuzah? That if two parashiot that are in that thing that's on the door, if that's poter the bayit, the house, then a house full of books, lo kol sheken, shouldn't that also be? I should have the protection also. I don't need a mezuzah. Moshe says nope, you need a mezuzah. So Korach says it's ridiculous. If I just have the reminder over there. Now, what's wrong? Then I have an entire bookshelf of reminders. Why is that not enough? Moshe says, no, you still need it. So with those two things, this is what he comes to Moshe with. Now, the question is, Zera Shimshon's question, if the main purpose of his mahloket against Moshe was that he appointed Elisaphan ben Uziel, who was younger than Korach. So Kehat, all come from Kehat, right? Levi, Kehat. There was four sons: Amram, Yitzhar, Hebron, and Uziel. Okay, now Amram had Moshe, no problem. He's the head, makes sense. Yitzhar had Korach, then Hebron, then Uziel. Uziel's the last son, who had a kid named Elisaphan, who now Moshe is appointing him to be the head. And Korach said, "What do you mean? I'm supposed to be first. I'm older than him." So what if that's his original complaint? What does that have to do with mezuzah and tzitzit as trying to prove your way that I should get the nasi position? You understand? It's zero connected whatsoever.
Yeah,
It makes
but
no sense.
Once he's pissed, he's just making up a whole bunch
Nah,
of
he's
stuff.
no, he's not. He's not. He's coming. He's smart. Korach is not. He knew.
He's smart, he's rich, yes. But
Very
when
rich,
he's let his
very
ego
rich.
get in the way,
What?
when he lets his ego get in the way, the silliness comes.
So it's a
into
very
play.
good point that Gemara Sanhedrin explains that when a person is angry, okay, it's like he's a kofir against the Shekhinah. It's like a kofir against the Shekhinah when you get angry. It's horrible because you think so much that you get angry and you think that that there's no control and you lose control and that there's no one that's in control and it's just a disaster. So it's literally like you're kofir. That's what Gemara says. That's what Gemara says.
You wanted to show that he was better than Moshe. He wanted to take over from Moshe. It wasn't just.
But he wasn't looking to take
That
over
was
Moshe. No, he was looking to take over Elisaphat ben Uziel's position.
I will respectfully disagree.
Ah, okay, you're allowed to. Show it to me inside. Everything that we say has to be from the books. We don't come up with our own stuff. So you have to open an art scroll like I do.
So
Okay,
what about-
look.
What about all the
best.
midrashim where everybody comes up with whatever they want to? And they,
No. Wait, what do you think is the Post? The New York Post?
Smack him. Smack him.
What? Why do you want to get me started? Who wrote the Midrash?
Which one?
Who wrote the
Which one?
Midrash Rabbah? Tanaim. One second. Do you got? No one knows this. No one knows. It's important to know. Who wrote the Midrashim? It's a very fair question. The Midrashim were written by the same ones that wrote the Mishnayot and the Gemarot. And the Zohar. They were all done at the same time. They were all written at the same time.
What's the point?
At the same time?
Me'am Loez was later. Me'am Loez brings all the Midrashim. Me'am Loez is a masterpiece because he takes all the Midrashim and he connects them all together. It's an amazing thing. I have the whole set over here, by the way, if you want them in English. The best. The best. So the Midrashim are written with a lesson to be learned from them. It's not relevant if they happened or not. But there's so many lessons and secrets that are inside, just like in the Zohar, because you cannot write down the secrets of the Torah. Yaakov, you understand? You cannot write down the secrets of the Torah. It's asur. But then how do you pass it along? We got to a point where we had to. So what do we do? So they put it in what's it called? In stories. There's Rabba Bar Hama in Masechet Sanhedrin says that he's met a certain merchant. Ataya. Not that one. That's one of 12 stories. One of them was, do you want to come here where Korach is? So he says, yes. He goes, come, I'll show you. An Arab merchant says this, okay? So Rabbi Bar Bahama says, yes. So he goes to take him to the middle of the desert, and he takes him to a crack in the floor. And smoke is coming up from this crack. And he takes like a stalk, or whatever, like a reed, and he puts wool on it, douses it in water, and puts it over this thing, and the heat is so strong it dries up the ball of wool. And then he says, the Arab guy tells him, put your ear to the thing, to the floor, you'll hear him. And hear him screaming that Moshe's Torah is emet, and they are right. But we're liars. That's the Gemara says. We're liars. Well, it says they're liars, but they really mean we're liars. So that did not really happen. But there's so many secrets that Rabba Bar Hana is trying to pass down throughout the generations because they cannot write it. Beferush, he has no choice. But you don't understand the chokhmah behind it. It's unbelievable.
They say the Taya is
Unbelievable.
They
Huh?
say the Taya, this Arab Taya is
Yeah.
Nabi.
It's all stories. It's examples. You want to see where the sky and the ground kiss. That's the word that the Gemara kiss. Use the word kiss. You want to see all these very crazy things. There's actually a book that they wrote in English about these 12 stories. But they're all in Baba Batra, I think. Baba Batra, 12 stories, unbelievable stuff. And one of them is about Korach. Yeah, it's crazy. So let's get back to Aryan. So the question we have is, what is the connection between what Korach is, what Korach wants, and what he's using to try to get it? It makes no sense. So let's see. All right, so the reasons that Korach he's saying was smarter than Elisaphan ben Uziel. He's older, he's smarter. Makes sense. And V'haya Nami Gadol Shaya ben Yitzhak. He was also the older son, the older of the siblings that belonged to him. Shehu Mishinem le'Amram Elisaphan haya ben Uziel, which was the fourth son, right? Shehu Revi'ilana Nisiut haya ra'ui leKorach, and the Nisiut really should have gone to Korach. It belongs to him. Ela shemoshe asa nasi Elisaphan b'sibui HaKadosh Baruch Hu she'eh yoter ra'ui mimeno. But the fact that so this is the complaint. The complaint of Korach is that I am older and it belongs to me, and you gave it to the younger one, and we just explained why. There are four brothers. He was the son of the second son, and Elisaphan was the son of the fourth son. That is the thing. Okay?
The youngest, right? Yeah.
Right?
Say again?
Only because of the hierarchy.
Yeah, it belongs to him. What do you mean? Yeah, substantially, by the way. Second kid versus, huh? And he was smarter than him. Korach was not. There was no small potatoes.
Yeah, but it was the kid's humility that got him the position.
Very well could be. Yeah. Yeah. You don't realize who Korach was. We just assume it's Korach. We just know him as Korach. But if we would have known him before, right, we would not be so. Korach's a bad guy. He was a gadol. He was nothing to talk about. He was following. Yeah. So
He's going by the norm, not by the exception.
But he was still a rebel.
well, they don't call him a rebel. They call the 250 people rebels. They don't call him a rebel. Right? It's a good one, right? Mark that one down.
That's something he can't get forgiveness for. It's getting 250
No,
other people.
because where's this Gemara in Sanhedrin? It's the Gemara. It's the Perek Helek. What's Helek mean? It says yes, I'm Helek v'Olam Haba. But it also says right. It says Umi she'en lahem Helek v'Olam Haba. It says Dora Midbar crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. But I think it just means they start again, like they start by the next generation.
Legitimate complaint to come to Moshe Rabbeinu as far as like hierarchy and whatnot goes, but he was just really disrespectful about it.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's not what he did; it's how he did it. It's not what he did; it's how he did it. Okay, and the way he did it was a very, very rough and wrong and disrespectful, and he paid for his life and his wife's life and all of his rechush, and he's lucky that his kids make teshuvah, because otherwise than that it would have been a disaster. All right, so let's find out why Dafka these two things.
Part of the problem, right? Didn't he see in the future that was it Shmuel, Shaul?
1 second, we'll get there. Umatzah makom lachlok Dafka on shtei mitzvot elu. Why? Shmuel, yeah. לפי שנראה פשט הכתוב נצטווינו בציצית, because if you just look at the peshat of the pasuk of the tzitzit, it says, what's the purpose of tzitzit? כדי לזכור את כל מצוות. The whole purpose of tzitzit, uritem oto uschartem. Uritem, you'll see them, uschartem, you remember. So I actually did a thing once. I go, if I did this. I looked at the sea. I go, it doesn't make me remember all the mitzvot. I don't till I learned.
Not all, but it's just an anchor.
It's a reminder that you're supposed to.
How? What's the reminder?
It says התכלת דומה לים, והים דומה לרקיע.
I don't have to kill it. Then what?
ורקיע לכיסא הכבוד.
Very true.
No, but also on the tzitzit it says Hashem Echad in numbers here in code.
Go ahead. Go. What else does it say? Go ahead.
That's why.
How do you get Taryag mitzvot?
You have the word tzitzit is kimatria 600.
Good.
Another 8 strings is 6/8.
Good.
Knots is 6/13.
Very good.
But the
Go ahead, give me more.
The question is here on the Pilat to ask the question of the Zera Shimshon. He's saying that Korach's mistake was.
He didn't say nothing about a mistake yet.
Yeah, he did.
No, he did not. We did not talk about his mistake. All he said was what he argued on. All he said was the mahloket that he came to him with was tzitzit and mezuzah.
You just read that if the tzitzit, he said, Korach said, if tzitzit is to remind us of all the mitzvot, right? Then the beged that's all.
He didn't say that yet. All he said was patur b'tzitzit.
You just read that.
No, we said, min hut ehad potra zo shekula techel lo litor et atzma. Nothing to talk about uschartem oto. We didn't get that yet. No.
He said it says out loud, but
No, downstairs, yeah, but now where we're at, yeah. Kedei lizkor kol mitzvot. Is that what you're talking about?
So on this, I have a question, because the what reminds us of the mitzvot are the codes that are on the tzitzit. It says Hashem Echad, the word tzitzit, the strings. Now, if I have a beged of old chelet, I'm not going to remember. The Romans had all these begadim at chelet. Didn't remind you.
1 second. Okay, let me get there. Okay, we're going to get there. Little different, but we're going to get there. Okay. The two mitzvot that he brings. All right, this guy, you're good. You're good.
Sarah.
500 guys here. So again. So we command on tzitzit. Why? Kedei lizkor et kol mitzvot Hashem. And mezuzah. Why do we command on mezuzah? Protection. The mezuzah was meant for protection. No other reason. Well, it's the next line. Kedei lehagen alenu. In order to protect us. And that's what it says in the Zera Kedosha, Parashat Bo, Shamar HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ketov shemi al petahecha. Write my name on your doorways. Right? Ve'i ata mityareh min hamazikin, haremes b'milat mezuzot zaz mavet. That it's if you're afraid, put my name on your door and I'll protect you.
That was really cool.
I will protect you. Shomer. Yeah. And he said, but there's a hint with the word mezuzot, mazikin. Mazikin are just bad spirits or bad things, right? And the secret is a little hint with the word mezuzot is spelled the same letters of what zaz mavet. Move over death. What the once? What's once?
There's only one time that the Zera Shimshon is pointing out that it was written with an actual letter.
Where's the actual letter? I say mezuzot instead of mezuzah. Mezuzot.
No. Mezuzot is written.
Sometimes you read the second vav could be without the vav, it's just the dot.
That's why you can say the Zohar Mason does that based on the fact that there's only one vav.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah.
No, in the Parshat Shema, you have twice Mechila, just because I read mezuzot. So this the first time in the top in the Parshat Shema it said mezuzot. It says Mem, Zayin, Vav Tav.
Right.
But the second time in Parshat Bayam Shamoah,
right,
it says Mem, Zayin Vav Tav.
Oh, with it. Okay. Yeah.
That's what it's.
Right. So over here, so mezuzot, so you have mezuzot zaz mavet, right? It's a hint.
This is evidence in the Torah that the Mitzvim didn't have mezuzahs when the Mekas Osiris.
Why?
Because they had mezuzah, the Malcham Mavis wouldn't come.
We didn't have mezuzot there either. We had blood on our doors. We put both. That was the first. So you see, there's two. And by the way, and what's the next pasuk in Shema? It says, "Leman yirbu yimechem v'imei berechem." Right, that you should have long days. You and your children should have long days.
Amen.
Amen. Right. So you see, so two things. One, what the reasons for the mitzvot is what the tzitzit is dafka what to remind you of all the mitzvot. So whenever you go like this, you go back to over here. By the way, tzitzit twice, 2 days a week now. And the second is mezuzah to protect you. Right, and we bring the Zohar HaKadosh that says what? Zaz Mavet, Mushrof Mavet. And that's why I tell my kids, my son tells me he's scared of upstairs. Friday night he has to go like upstairs and all the lights are off. So they'll go upstairs and get whatever he goes, no, I'm scared. I go, what are you scared of? We have mezuzot. I say it all the time. Why are you laughing at me? It's true. What? I didn't tell him that part yet, but yeah. But what do you mean when he says also Shema? So what, you said Shema? He goes, yeah. I go, so what are you worried? This is how we live our lives. Nothing else. This is how we live our lives. So now, how does this connect to Korach? The Korach Hashav, he thought that HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Moshe to take the techelet and put it on the begadim, lepachot hut echad, at least one hut, at least one thing. So yeah, so in Korach's mind, for sure the whole beged would be patur if once you have it all techelet. But at least the Korach's telling you your minimum. Your minimum is one thread of techelet to be mekabel the mitzvah tzitzit. Because the pasuk says in singular. The pasuk says hakana petil techelet. Doesn't say petilim. It says singular. The hakanaf is the corner. Petil is singular. Techelet has to be techelet, the color. And then after it says uritem oto uschartem. And you'll see it, and you will remember. It doesn't say uritem otam. Uritem oto uschartem in singular. You will see it, and you will remember. So if that's the minimum, so he's saying that's the minimum. So he's throwing one string. So Moshe, if I don't want to do one string, because by the way, techelet not cheap, it's money, it's expensive. So if I want to get the whole bag of techelet, right? You're going to tell me that's no good? Moshe's no good. Moshe missed the whole point. in Korach's mind, Moshe missed the entire point of what Hashem was telling him. He made a mistake. He's telling him that it has to be what? He says that the minimum the Torah is telling you is to have a betil techelet. One, not many. Right? One, and if you want many, then that's fine. Right? The Shema Mina Sheikara Mitzvah, he has Zechira. The main purpose of the mitzvah is Zechira, remembrance. To remember the mitzvot. Umimela anu lemedim keshetiyeh talit kolet techeret. When you learn that the whole talit is made of techeret, tiyeh gam zechira yoter gedula. That your zechira, your remembrance, is even a more thing. Is even a bigger. You have a bigger remembrance. But imagine putting a post-it on your wall versus an entire giant paper on the wall, like a giant cardboard. You know,
Yeah.
right? Something small versus something big. So the purpose of the tzitzit is to remember. If the purpose of tzitzit is to remember, and if he tells me petil techeret, the minimum is one. So if I put my whole thing for sure, it's going to be a remembrance.
Did they really have to deal on top of their clothing?
So that's my problem with every kid's books on rabbis, which we have plenty of. Never
They don't say that stuff.
tzitzit. You never see the tzitzit on them. Moshe and the Midbar, the Bnei Yisrael and the Midbar, these things. Thank God, we have all these books. No tzitzit. Where are they? But I think the clothing back in the day was a four-cornered garment. It was it was like a poncho-ish type. I don't know what, but it's not only robes. I mean, no, it was.
Even if you were just wearing a big sheet that you would wrap around yourself, you'd have to have.
If it's your beged, then it's labeled beged. Shulchan Aruch says if it's the blankets, we said
I'm saying if they were wearing if they were, I don't know, if they were wearing a toga and it was made out of a sheet and it was just wrapped.
If it's made as a
four
beged, then
corners,
if it's labeled as a beged, it's a beged.
it's the clothing.
But look, at night I take a blanket. Sometimes when it's cold, I put a blanket over me. I'm walking around and I'm up. What? They don't have tzitzit.
Hey, keep your.
Are you gonna leave now? Is it my hayav tzitzit or not?
No, because it's Sut Laila.
But that's my question. It's Kesut Laila, right? Because look, it's a mahloket.
Because we never
What's the
You
mahloket
have
between
to see them, and at night, you don't have chashmal.
mahloket is the Rambam and the Rosh. Rambam and the Rosh. We did this together,
Wear
Sasha.
that thing in the daytime, right to
The question is it because uritem oto, you have to see it, or is it considered, or is it
Because in the blanket that you wear.
the blanket is the Yeshua ben Mishabura says has nothing to do because it's not beged. You don't wear it. It's just because it has four corners doesn't mean you wear it. It's a blanket. You lie under it.
Like a song. Like wear-
But a blanket's not a shawl. A blanket's a blanket. And a shawl is not really it's an outer garment. It's not it's not a whatever. All right, irrelevant. Let's continue. So you have again the zechira is the main part, right? Right. So now have the ilav hachi lo haya lo lichtov uritem oto shatem, because and he brings a proof. He says why? Because if it wasn't the case, then lo haya lo then he wouldn't write uritem oto shatem, and then after hakara betil techeret. No, he says the opposite.
It says the word uschatem right after it says the kanaf. So Korach said, if it says remember it right after the pipchelet, it must be that
It's
it's
about
also remember.
it's about remembrance. It's about
Therefore, if you have a
remembrance.
whole thing of blue, you should also remember even more so.
Right. שזהו הדבר אפילו מן הלבן לבדו. Right? שזהו הדבר הבא אפילו מן הלבן לבדו כשאדם ילבש הטלית. So he's saying if the remembrance, like you say, if the remembrance comes from the strings themselves, then the pasuk would be said right away. Right? Since the techelet comes first, it's the techelet, not the strings, that brings the zechira. That's the thing. He's saying that the zechira is the most important reason, and the way the pesukim are in is you're telling me that the techelet is gonna make me is gonna make me remember, not the strings. That was Korach's mistake. He's saying the strings it's not about the strings, it's about the techelet. The string is just there, so it's the cheapest way to put on techelet. But when does it write it? Uritem oto shatem comes with Petil techelet. I know, but the order of the pasuk, you have two parts of the pasuk, right?
You wear techelet?
No, I don't wear techelet.
You believe in it?
Do I believe in it? What does that mean? It's a weird question. It's not the right way to say it.
No, the petil techelet.
So my rabbi doesn't wear it, so I don't wear it. That was the end of I never actually looked into it. I did look into it later, and it's very fascinating. It's amazing. But my rabbi doesn't wear it, so I don't wear it. That's as far as I go. I do what my rabbi does. It's just simple.
Doesn't say anything about your rabbi here.
Yeah, it does, my friend.
It does?
Yeah.
I missed it, I'm sorry.
Listen to me. This whole issue with Korach is because he didn't listen to Moshe Rabbeinu. Okay, Moshe Rabbeinu. Okay.
But he said where?
He said what?
Whatever, go ahead.
Korach said.
Including rabbi.
No, you can't put yourself. No, you can't do that.
Yeah, this is Muppet time.
If you have a beged that's blue, everybody would, you have 600,000 men, they're gonna have blue outer garments. The thing that makes it different is the string. That's what, you're gonna see this everywhere, but the string makes it special. That's what's gonna highlight the garment.
The string's on the garment.
Yeah,
You won't see
which
the
is
string.
not, which is out of the ordinary. Like, he's wearing a
What is
bluish
Friday
garment, I mean,
You won't
it
see
doesn't
the
make
string.
me remember
So-
anything.
so-
But if he had a tzitzit, well, then it's all
So-
different.
He's doresh on the pasuk that the fact that it says Uritem Otoah, right, and then it says Petir Techeret. No, sorry, because it says Petir Techeret first, and then it says Uritem Otoah. He's saying that the Techeret is the reason that I'm going to remember, not the strings. That's what Korach is saying. He's wrong. He was wrong. But that's what that's what his derasha was. That's what he's holding
Was he
by.
wearing strings, regular strings with the shirt of Tchelet?
What do you mean regular strings?
Regular
Sure.
tzitzit. Without-
He's saying I don't need them. He's
said,
saying
"I
if the
don't
whole
need
thing is
the
Techeret, I should be good.
Right, but the strings, did he have any strings on the garment? Because it is a four-cornered garment. You know?
His argument through Moshe was if I'm wearing a full beged Techeret,
I remember everything I need to remember. It's all good.
it should be what's the word? I don't need it. Cover home it, even better.
String makes you remember. And the
With
whole
one
back
string
end.
is supposed to make you remember. Cover home it, the whole beged to make me remember.
Yeah.
But
But that's why it was a mistake, is what you said.
But-
The strings only make you
But
remember.
by the way,
How-
first
how
off, we're
is Moshe
understanding
wrong?
this. We're
How is
going
Moshe
here
wrong?
so we can understand the reason why he picked these two mitzvot dafka. He specifically picked these two mitzvot and not others.
No.
So, what? What's wrong with dafka? Louder.
I just want to ask real quick. There's a chiyuv of wearing tzitzis. The chiyuv of having tzitzis b'chlal is if you wear a full content garment,
Very
you
good.
must put tzitzis on. Right?
Yes, correct.
That's the chiyuv.
Correct.
Okay. If you wear some clothes, if you wear any piece of garment, any piece of clothing, whatever you want, if you don't have four corners, you not.
No.
Only chiyuv comes in if you're wearing a four corner garment.
Yes.
So the whole concept today that we want today.
And so we want the mitzvah. Yeah.
Four corner garment.
Sure.
to fulfill the mitzvah.
Yes, we want the mitzvah.
But if you don't wear it, you're not over an avera. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah, it's correct.
That's correct.
But,
But I'll tell you something else.
Only a fool would have
Every
miss
second,
out on
every
that.
second that
Yeah, they wanna go
you.
cry.
Look, if it's a hot day, you don't want to wear it. He's right.
I'm just asking.
At the time
But
of Easter, they're going to go and cry.
After
Huh?
it's
going to Cohen.
Yes, before he died, he cried.
They're gonna
Yes.
go cry.
It's called a zayin
He took
b'mitzvah
it,
tzitzit, zocher roeh pnei Shechina.
You've also said
I'm
for
going
a
to tell you
few
something
shekels or
else.
whatever it
I don't want to
is,
burst nobody's
I
bubble,
can do
but
a
that's
mitzvah
kind of my
for
job.
Now, I'm going to the next one. I can't.
You
do
ready?
the
Bubble
mitzvah.
Alex,
Listen,
'Cause he was leaving
it
the
says
world,
also,
can't do the mitzvah.
it says if a person does, it's not a hayuv to wear tzitzit today, unless you wear a four-quarter garment. But if a person says, I don't have to wear tzitzit, it's not a hayuv, the Gemara says, I think it's in Menachot, I don't remember. The Gemara says that you're going to come up for judgment. Listen, boys in the back, listen, because you're going to come up for judgment. Gemara says, how can I come up for judgment if it's not a hayuv? I'm not wearing a four-corner garment. It's not that you could come for judgment. It's when Hashem is already judging you, He's going to gather. He's going to say, "Oh, you messed around with tzitzit. All right, put that in the mix also. Bring it in." So you're going to have to pay for that too. If you get audited, Hashem's going to put that in also. So it's not. Don't be so. What's it called? You can't. It's not shop right. You can't take what you want and put what's not on sale. You can't do that.
So this is the IRS.
The IRS?
The audit thing, you know.
It's just an example. What's the matter? I ain't selling it. What do you mean? Well, come on. If it's written, how could you say this is yes and this is no? Do you remember what Hillel did when there was a guy that came? Listen, this is for you.
Yeah, I know about the one. Go on.
So what's the end of the story? Do you know about the 1 foot?
He converted. He converted, became.
No. He tells him, teach me the Torah shebechtav, Do not teach me Torah Sheba'al Peh. I will not accept Torah Sheba'al Peh. And Hillel says, okay, come. No, he went to Shammai first, and Shammai took his ruler and smacked him. He was like, get out of here. Yeah. Shammai.
That sounds like yeshiva.
He went to Hillel, and Hillel said, come, I'll teach you. So the first day, you're already nodding your head without listening to the story. That's not being impartial. So Hillel teaches them Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet. First day, teaches them. Second day comes and he teaches them. He goes, what he said was Aleph. He tells them now is Bet. And what was Gimel, he tells them is Aleph. And he goes, and the guy goes, no, but you told me yesterday. You told me it's Aleph. This is Aleph. This is Bet. This is Gimel. This is Dalet. He goes, no, it's Bet. This is Dalet. This is Dalet. He goes, what? He goes, no, you taught me the other way. So he tells him, he goes, just like you trust me that what I told you yesterday was emet, trust me also that Torah Sheba'al Peh is also emet.
Nice.
You cannot expect to learn to take on Torah Shebechtav without Torah Sheba'al Peh. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You need both. It's the only way it works.
They tried it. The Karaim didn't work.
Yeah, where are they today? Where are they today?
All with the wind. There are some in Crimea.
Not of old. No, they're not. The Sidukim of today, or the what's it called of today, are not of old. The ones of old were really smart. They knew Torah. You know, my friend Avi Miller told me a story. He says one guy says one was a very big kofer, very big kofer. He's the kofer of the town. There was another kofer that comes and he wants to meet this kofer. So he asks around, where's Yossi the kofer? So he tells him, he goes, go. He's in that he's in that shul. So he goes in that shul and he sees this guy sitting and learning. So he tells him, oh, you'll see the kofer? He goes, yeah. He goes, I'm also kofer. He goes, no, you're not. He goes, you're an idiot. He tells the guy that comes in. He goes, we told you I'm a kofer like you. You're a kofer. You're walking around looking for other kofers. I'm sitting and learning to disprove the Torah, and you're just walking around to find other guys to talk about you disproving. Meaning, I'm learning. A real kofer knows the Torah. You understand? If you don't know it 100%, how could you deny it? If a person doesn't know it 100%, how can he deny it? Right? It's not possible. So you really have to know it. That's the right. It's just by definition. So okay. So
That's dedication to the dark side.
it's the kofers today don't know nothing. They're not real kofers. They're not kofers. They're just idiots. They don't know nothing. You need to help them. You need to teach them the right way. It's not. Can't get angry at them. You have to just stay away from them, and never take them on together, only individually. The only way you'll actually get through anybody is individually, never as a group. You can't take on the group. Because like what says in Mesilat Sharim,
It's like a pack of dogs.
it's like a pack of dogs.
Oh, wow.
And Mesilat Sharim says that one word of Litzanut, one...
Says that's why he went individually to Datan Aviram individually, and then he went to the group later, because he wanted to try to get them to like dedicate his time to them and
segregate
separate
them.
out.
It's the only way. It's all you can't take up because individually you have a chance. You have a very good chance. But you do it.
Moshe Rabbeinu took them all down.
But he did
Well,
first. He
try-
was trying to
well,
Makar.
Try first. He went to Datan,
To Makar.
went to Aviram. He went
He
to
just wanted them
separately.
individually first.
He didn't want to take them down, he wanted to do tshuva.
He did not want to take them down. That's
Right,
correct.
He wanted to do tshuva, so he went to
Yeah.
them individually,
Right.
listen, you're on the wrong side here.
Right. All right. So now we got tzitzit down. Let's talk about mezuzah. The hachinami, same thing with mezuzah. Lo yalo lichtov leman yidvu yimechem, right? Ela vaday leodienu shelefahot tzarich sheitov shtei parashiyot. So same thing with the by mezuzah, because what? Because it should not have said, it should not have needed to say leman yidvu yimechem. They should have long life. What does that have to do? Oh, you're not following. You're not serious. What does it say?
I'm not looking inside the sand. I'm trying to find that spot, but
Find it.
I'm looking.
Help me. Right? It's coming to teach you. It's coming to teach you that you lefahot you have to put two parashiyot on your door in order to get the protection. Which means that Korach is saying that if two parashiyot is the minimum, that if I have a lot of books, I should be
But
good.
he's basically saying both arguments are basically, this is just a recommendation, these are the two, like the tzitzit is just-
Minimal,
Right, this is
minimal,
recommendation.
minimal, and anything more is mutad. Yeah.
What is the?
That line, I need help with.
What is he going to Lemani B'Yimechem?
I don't, Lemani B'Yimechem.
No.
Recommended you put more,
No,
you
there.
get more.
Yeah.
Same thing with chelet, you put one seal, but if you put more to the bigger the whole seal, you should get more protection. So those were his arguments. That was his argument, in both cases, what the Torah says is just. That's the bare minimum.
So why was the pasuk? Oh, why was the pasuk placed following the mitzvah mezuzah? It's coming to teach you that the minimum requirement of protection. It says lemani b'yimechem, right? So the fact that it says lemani b'yimechem, it's coming to show you that you need to have more. In order to have long life, you need to have at least 2 parashiot. So Korach is saying, if I would have had a whole thing, then my protection should have been even greater. Okay.
Are we gonna get up to why he picked these two things, or are we ready to?
Yeah, we have to understand what these mean, and we're about really right now. This is exactly the opposite of how Moshe understood it. Because Moshe is saying that you could only have one strand of tzitzit, of techelet, and you could only have 2 parashiot on mezuzah if you want
Korach's wisdom, in other words, his ability to understand and be, not to say that it's right, but I'm saying to show.
But if it's wrong, that's not such an ability.
No, but the point is that he's arguing. The point is when you have an argument.
He's using logic.
Right, he's using his logic, he's saying, well, yes, but if you want a little bit of shmirah, so wear one seal. You want more, so let's put, logically, I would say is, let's have more. I'm not saying that he's right, I'm just saying is that in order for someone to have a good argument, at least you have to use your brain a little bit and say, well, I understand what the Torah is, I think I understand. Maybe it's wrong. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's right.
Korach was a hakam, there's no doubt. There's nobody arguing that. So again, so now you have now we're getting to the reason why I picked these two. He's saying that Moshe Davka misinterpreted these 2 mitzvot. It can't be that if it's meant to remember all the mitzvot of tzitzit is meant to remember all the mitzvot, then I for sure should be able to put more the better.
What does it say, Ibn Moshe? Hashem tziva oto. What is he saying?
Because he's saying that he understood it wrong. Korach is saying that Moshe understood it wrong, and that's why he brought these 2 same mitzvot.
I understand. I'm saying why here?
You'll see it now. So now he did not come and fight HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Exactly what you were trying to say. Why did you say Hashem? The point is because if he comes and argues with Hashem,
He has to argue on the whole Torah then.
and that's arguing the whole Torah. This way he argues on Moshe.
He's only arguing
This is
on-
the interpretation of how Moshe understood what Hashem was saying.
Right. He's only arguing on these 2 mitzvot, which is how Moshe interpreted these 2
And then
mitzvot.
you're not so great. Moshe.
Right, exactly. That's
Right.
That's
And what? And here, look at this. But before we say why, we're going to say because why these 2 mitzvot were given. They weren't mitzvot gemurot.
These 2 try to prove that because he's being illogical here, he's being logical in me.
That's exactly what he's going to say. That's exactly what he's going to say. That if you misinterpreted those 2 things, when you must have also misinterpreted when Hashem told you to pick a nasi and you picked the kid from the 4th son instead of the 2nd son. You also made a mistake, and therefore Korah felt the need to say something. It's logical. Yeah, it's logical. It's logical because you're telling me.
David Melech was picked the same way.
Why?
He was the one in the field. His parents didn't care about him. The redhead ginger, he was watching the sheep. They're presenting this brother until right, and then he found out this one who's supposed to be anointed. Because brothers could have had the same claim.
Yeah, but nobody argued on the pick. When Shemuel picked him, they accepted. Nobody said nothing.
They were angry.
They were pissed.
Well, he volunteered,
Who left?
didn't he?
He left?
Yeah, he said, I'm gonna get a rope and get the boy out.
Didn't David Melech volunteer?
No, that's to Goliath. You're thinking of Goliath. He volunteered to kill Goliath. No, we're talking about when David got anointed, when he got picked.
Who anointed him? What was his name?
Shemuel, the Navi.
Wow.
Okay, so now again, let's just go back. Why these 2 mitzvot davka? Because they're not 2 mitzvot gimurot. They're ela letuvatan she'Yisrael. They're for our benefit. Why? One is in order to remember the mitzvot, because we all need a nice little, little smack in the face from time to time. Okay, to put us back in order. Right? And we also need protection. And when you have a mitzvah in front of your house, you have protection. משום כי מצא מקום לומר שאם תהיה השמירה וזכרה יותר גדולה, תפה עדיף. So Korach is saying that if these two mitzvot were meant for my good, then at least what I should, then more the better. Then more books should give me more zechira, more shemira. If I put the whole thing in Techeret, I'm going to remember even more. More is better. More is better. More is more. Costco.
Oh, Costco.
Costco, you walk in for a soda, you walk out, you spend $400, you don't know what you bought.
Please.
ובוודאי לא הבין משה כוונת הקדוש ברוך הוא באלו מצוות וטעה בסברתו. And that's dafka what Korach is saying, that Moshe made a complete mistake with these two mitzvot. He missed the boat. He missed the whole point. But this is for zechira, this is for protection, and it should be more the better. One gun, two guns is better than one gun. Why would I not? Moshe messed up.
That's a bad argument. 2 guns are better than 1.
I said 2 guns are better than one.
That's true.
50 guns are better than
The
2
other
guns.
statement, not.
Meaning, but more zechira, the better. Because I'll get more zechira. I'll get more.
One could think that, but in real life, 2 guns are better than 1.
More programmers on the same
Huh?
logic is better.
I'm trying to juggle. No, tell me.
We have a bunch of, not even a bunch
It
of
looks like
studies or programs.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Okay, so this is the same way. Hey, yo,
I can agree with that comment.
I didn't hear what you were so cute.
could you just take the good and take out the bad? Because you're smart enough to figure out what I'm trying to say. Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about you, sir. I'm worried about what,
Don't worry about what he said. You know what he's trying to say too.
What about yourself?
This is exactly the same way he thought that he was with the picking of the nasi, that he made a mistake also. That Kadosh Baruch Hu told him to pick a nasi from one of the brothers' families, right? וממילא משמע שהגדול ראוי הוא דווקא להיות נשיא ולא הקטון ממנו. However, what's the truth? That's what he thought. He thought that obviously, logically speaking, just like logically speaking, more books in the house would give me more protection, and more tchela would give me more remembrance. So therefore, the younger guy should be, the older guy should be the nasi. That makes no sense. Logic. Okay? But what the truth is, it's not true. Why? וגם בהיותיו של התרי"ג ותכלת, עם כל זה סיבוי המקום דווקא, the commandment of HaKadosh Baruch Hu regarding the Techelet was only one. One string of Techelet only. Not 2, not 8, not the whole beged, not the hat, nothing. Just the hoot. Just one patil. Huh? Not 0 either. Set me up for that.
Why do Sfaradim, like real Sfaradim Rabbanim, they tuck the tzitzit inside?
Because we learn Uritem Oto as to say that your hayuv is during the day. The Ashkenazim, no, Uritem Oto, when can you see it? You see it during the day. So therefore, the hayuv of the mitzvah of tzitzit is during the day, not at night. Uritem Oto for the Ashkenazim, learn it that you need to physically see it. So they have to be tucked out. The Ashkenazim have it. Yes, it does. The pasuk said, why does Faradim tuck the tzitziot in? Because where do we learn the pasuk? Uritem oto uschartem. You will see it and you will remember. Shulchan Aruch said. So you're seeing. What does it mean when you're seeing? It means when you can see. And when can you see? During the day.
But why tuck it in?
During the day you could see. At night when all the lights are off, you can't see nothing. You physically could see in the day. At night, you only see is black.
Why dafka tuck it in?
No, I'm trying to get this point.
Uritem oto means, and you shall see that.
Isn't it also all makim that it's too much of a light?
So we learn Uritem, not that you have to look at this, physically see the
Not
tzitziot
even that you
out.
have to see it, it's the fact that you can see it during the
That
day.
you can't see it. When can you see it is during the day. When the sun is out.
What's it to do with tucking into this? What's to do with tucking?
Because that's where we learn tzitzit from, this pasuk. Uritem oto uschartem.
You say, why do you dafka tuck them in?
Because we don't need to talk them
Rizal
out.
says, Ariya Kadosh says, that's or pnimi. The tzitzit katan is or pnimi. Or pnimi is inside of you.
Yeah.
The talit is or mekif, it's outside of you. That one you
That's
see.
not peshat.
That's
Yeah.
that's what Ari says.
I understand. That's sod.
There's a
That
story.
answers, but that answers
but
you.
That answers you?
There's a story. A yid
No, it
walks
doesn't answer. He's not upset. Look, you made him mad.
A yid walks into a Moshe Shapiro, and he's wearing his tzitzis out, and he like goes like this. Oh, like too much light. Wow. And he's like, you don't see the Omakif. It's like you meant to cover it. Like, too much.
Why? If that's the way they hold, that's the way they hold.
No, but this guy was announcing his minimum. Having a good day.
You don't have to.
But he's asking why does Fardim Dafka tuck it in?
Because with the real question is, why do you guys tuck it out? What do you mean? Hello. The real question is, why do you tuck it out?
No, because we say you have to see it. But he's asking why does Fardim Dafka tuck
Maybe
it
it's
in?
because everyone's a bechina a little bit like not from this world. Like they're already in the Olam MS, like a little bit. So like when you go to a base Kavaris, you have to tuck them in by Ashkenazim.
No, that's everybody. Yeah.
No, so I'm saying like maybe people are half asleep, you know? You're not really here.
While you guys are arguing, while you guys are bickering,
At least we're not facing Kavaris.
yeah,
It's like leaving a zecher and the Churban in the house.
that's important.
I know. You didn't have to
Okay, so if you look at Hilchot Tzitzit,
come back to this, yeah? Not now.
it'll tell you Zman Tzitzit. Yeah.
What's it gonna tell you?
Laila la Zman Tzitzitu, right? The Tzitzit not every day. The Itmaed because it takes away from Uritem Oto, and you should see it. La Rambam. Kol ma shelobesh balayla patur afilu biyom. Okay, so that's the machlok that I told you before. Rambam and Rosh. Rambam holds it's about time during the day or during a night, and the Rosh holds it's on the beged. If you wear a beged, any four-corner beged, you put tzitzit on. But Rambam holds that as long as that it's regarding timing during the if it's something that's worn during the day, which is the time, which is the hayuv of tzitzit, then even if you wear it at night, you would put tzitzit on it. But if the other way, you would not. The whole concept is when do you put tzitzit on? So that's first of all you need to know that that's a mahloket. That is a mahloket. The Rambam says so because you know the answer, but before the answer came the question. You know, but there's a mahloket between Rambam and the Rosh. When does it come into play? Okay. Hold on. So Uritemoto is basically two things.
See your dates tomorrow.
See you next.
Not 2 days in a row.
All right, let's continue. Come on, there's another drush I want to do. So again, let's go back to Korach. Korach, why the question was why did he pick these two? I'll go back to you later. Why Davke these two? Why these two things did he go for? Right. The question was why did he? What were the two things that he went through? Tzitzit and mezuzah. Why did Davka go against Moshe against these two things, tzitzit and mezuzah? How does that have any connection with the nasi, with the position that he wanted? Okay, so he answers because he starts by asking questions. He tells him the tzitzit have to put one strand of techelet. Now, if I put the entire thing of techelet, do I still need to put this silly string on? He says yes. So Korah says, ha ha ha, that's stupid. Okay, well I have another question.
If I have this, what happens?
What do I need that thing on the wall right there? That's something so thin. If I got all this, what do you mean? Don't I get more protection? He goes, no. Because it says, Lemani vuyim echem. It brings you, it gives you the concept of Shemirah. Shemirah is protection. So if I'm going to get protection just by having two parashiot, kava home, and if I have a whole house full of books, I should also get even more protection. Moshe says, no, you need to have the things also. So the Korach is saying that the logic doesn't make any sense. Logically, it makes no sense. The reason why he picked these two mitzvot is because he's trying to show that he made mistakes on these two mitzvot, which in turn he also made a mistake on picking a nasi, because Hashem just told him pick a nasi. Hashem told him pick a nasi. Moshe says, "Okay, I'm picking a safan." What?
He relies on natural logic as opposed to divine logic.
As to the divine logic.
It's a very simple situation.
Exactly.
It is.
You got
It's a very
it.
simple
But-
situation.
right.
Very simple.
So what's the problem?
Proud to ask Korach.
Well, he's
But
just
me-
still screaming in the middle of the.
Me and you are not smarter than Korach. You can't. Korach saw. What do you mean? Anybody that saw Peresh Shekhinah. So you have to understand that Korach knew more than us, and it wasn't on a superficial level.
And who told you that?
Logic.
Natural logic.
Okay.
Regular logic or divine logic?
Natural
Divine logic. Divine logic. אם כל שהיה יותר גדול משפן בחוכמה ובבניין, אם כל זה לא רצה בקדוש ברוך הוא, even all this, even though Hashem still didn't want him. Huh?
Nothing.
No, you said something, I'd like to hear
No, I
it.
didn't.
I feel like you want to share it with everyone.
Take back.
You ran out of those.
Take backs.
Okay, we have a rule in my house. We have 3 take backs. Take me
For
backs.
Amazon, what?
No, me and my wife.
Oh.
3 take me backs a year.
That's awesome.
A year.
Otherwise you get off
A year.
too far.
And guess who uses them more than the other?
You.
Negative.
You're
I
right,
never
watching.
use my take me
By the way,
backs.
you want to watch it.
Wow.
Huh?
They roll over.
They do not roll over. There are very specific rules. Okay, so now we understand why Korah Davka wanted to go after these 2 things. Now there's something I really want to go over, which I think is unbelievable. Okay, unbelievable. I'm looking right now where it was. Hold on. Give me this one a minute, please. No, it's a short one. We just finished it. We just explained not Dalit. You want to do Dalit?
No, please, no, it's short.
Pointed out their optional mitzvahs.
What do you mean?
You don't have to put on
You
seats.
do
You
shivas
don't
tomorrow.
have to.
A mezuzah you do. A mezuzah goes on the house.
You don't have to.
Mezuzah goes on the house.
You don't have to.
Well,
If you don't put a mezuzah on, you just don't have the sheet on.
Reasoning in
They're
the
not optional
No, you
mitzvahs,
have
they're
to.
mitzvahs that are meant to done to protect.
The mitzvot right letovatan, she said. They meant the extra the mitzvot given to us. The
But you could choose not to do.
what?
But then you're over and saying.
Then you're over Naseh.
Then you won't have.
No, the
protection.
see, I don't have an obligation to go out and buy a 4-cornered garment and put it on me. I don't have that. The thing is on the actual garment itself
Why do you do it then?
because it's a mitzvah and I want it.
Well, you just said you don't have an optional.
So what if I'm not obligated? I don't do it.
Do you love,
Where's the love?
do you love your God?
Relax, man. This ain't Sunday morning.
Do
At
you love
the...
your creator? Do you love your creator?
Stop it. Sit down. What's the matter
I'm
with
not
you?
obligated to do an oil change every 8K, maybe every 10K. But I'm gonna do it to take care of the engine.
Yeah. No, don't find me. Don't find me. It's true.
Okay,
Just
good.
because I don't have to.
No, whatever. Whatever
No,
you say.
let me answer you, please.
Answer me.
Thank you, sir. If just because I don't have to do, I'm not obligated to do it.
Okay.
But if I can do it, I want to do it.
Do it.
So I do it. As it says, Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch says about Mayim HaHaronim. Mayim HaHaronim, Chova. Right? Why? Because of my Mela Sidomit. Mela Sidomit is salt from Sidom. Today we do not have Mela Sidomit. But yeah, we still have the mitzvah of Mayim HaHaronim. Why? Because Shulchan Aruch writes that because we have a mitzvah and we are not going to throw them out and we love our mitzvot, we continue doing Mayim HaHaronim. It's a mitzvah. Why would you not?
Melech Sodom part of the Korbanot?
What?
Korbanot. Melech Sodom was part of it, no?
What was part of it?
The Korbanot.
What was part of Korbanot?
Melech Sodom.
No, not Melech Sodom. No, salt. Got the salt. Yeah. No, Melech Sodom Kol Shehu, I think, by the Ketorah.
Ketorah, I mean, yeah.
All right, go to Yud. Everybody go to Yud. Yud. Go to page in English is 357. In the Hebrew it's Resh Mem Hey. Resh Mem Dalid.
Are we having a little break? Because I need to plug in the
Ramad.
phone. Have a little break.
Why break?
I'm stopping the live feed so we
Why?
can do part 2.
What's the difference? Why do you, can you not write part anymore? Could you just like,
Yeah, it's all one thing, but you know.
who cares?
Torah break.
Not easy.
Join us for part 2.